and Palin.
Hockey! Russia!
Max 2.0. Yes, Mama. Priest.
Dark-sided. Burn, burn, burn.
Sappho Etheridge.
Death by scissors! Move in with me.
Ford Jacobs.
Chase my Birkin! That belt, those shoes, bad idea.
Fatality.
Go-Go Gary.
Gotcha! Turn 2000!
Fatality.
Charlie Killer.
Money talks. I'm mad sick.
Jimmy Spears.
You're ugly!
K.O. Congrats, slut. Jacqueline Daniels.
Can I get a shot up in here?
Bardwell.
Kitty Rocket! Bottom, you're mine!
Fatality.
Emo Elmo.
You destroyed my black heart.
Work. Devon Devastation.
You're gagging.
Don't you dare.
Carrie Cupcake.
Bow, honey, I'm the only queen in this castle.
Ultimate Gay Fighter.
What's going on, YouTube community, gaming community? It's your boy once again, Arachnid Soul, intellectual and voracious as always, coming to you today talking about a new video game coming out. I know you're all excited for it. I know you're all waiting for it. Forget about Tekken. Forget about any of those mediocre fighting games. We're talking about a new game coming to your Android, to your tablet, a new game coming to your iPod, to your, not your iPod, your iPhone. I'm talking about Ultimate Gay Fighter. It's Arachnid Soul. Let me bring in the guy I'm talking to today. It's your boy FightNightsFinest. Fight Night, tell me about this game.
This game right here is an outright disrespect to the gay community. Now, I'm not a supporter of the gay community. Let me just put that out there. Any problems? Yeah. I say you can do whatever it is you like to do, but this is disrespect. This game has the most flamboyant gay people around. Now, and lesbians too. They're also in this game as well. And the fact that how they portray this is to an extreme. It's disgusting.
Let me jump in there. First of all, this is your boy Arachnid Soul. I love all you people. I love you straight people. I love you gay people. I'm a big supporter of everyone, gay community, straight community, LGBT. Love you all. I kind of look at this game, and the guy who's behind this game is gay. I don't know if that matters or not, but he's not making this game or these characters from a place of hate. He's just he's making fun of some of the gay stereotypes in a way where he's trying not to offend gay people. And being straight, I can't really tell if there's going to be some gay people offended by this, but check out those characters. It's your girl, the former governor of Alaska, a woman you might have voted for president. Sarah Palin, Ann Palin's in the game. You've got your drag queens. You've got your bears. You've got so many awesome characters. And I can tell you, as a guy who has lived in New York and lived in like Midtown and hung out in Chelsea, I see little bits of all types of gay people I was friends with in these characters. I don't know, Fight Night, how do you feel about a game like this being out on the market? Because I know a lot of people might not want their children exposed to anything that's not kind of what they are. So how do you feel about children being exposed to a game like this?
Children should not be exposed to a game like this at all. I feel it's an influencement like any other video game could be, where it can influence children to act out in a certain manner or to do certain things. Let them decide that for their own, from their own personal decisions based on, whenever they find out about their sexuality, what it is that they like and what it is that they don't like, what it is that they prefer and what it is that they don't prefer. It may also be a way for children who are gay to, be made fun of in schools. There's a lot of negativity that can come from this game, and the way these characters are portrayed is to the extreme. There's a lot of gay people who aren't flamboyant about it, and there's a lot of them that don't always express their, themselves in this way. And in my opinion, it's more of an encouragement for gay people to, act very flamboyant with it.
Well, I would say that, I've played a lot of fighting games, and it seems like whatever kind of persona the characters have in fighting games, they usually do take it to like an extreme, to the point where it's so stereotypical. When you talk about like old school Pit Fighter or Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, they all have these over the top stereotypical personas, and I kind of feel like we're seeing that now. It's just all of the characters are gay. And I would also say that over the past couple of years, you have seen more gay characters in video games, and a lot of the times their storylines are not even based around them being gay. It's just kind of one of those things in their backstory. Not just this game, but, television, movies and things like that. I think it's helping gay people more than hurting them, because now people are going to see this stuff more. They're going to get more used to it. They'll become more tolerant and more accepting. I just kind of laughed at the trailer. I didn't take it too seriously. I didn't think it would offend gay people. I just laughed at this trailer and said, I know those people.
Reading some reviews on it, there was some people who were offended about it. Even the developer came out and said it's not meant to offend gay people. The fact that you have to make a statement about it shows that it could come off as extremely offensive towards the gay community. Now, when it comes down to, children or other people being exposed to it, I feel as though if this is something you're searching for, then yeah, by all means, go ahead and, get it. If it's not something you're searching for, it could possibly have an effect on somebody that they don't want to see, or, portray homosexuals in a way that they prefer not to be seen in. I mean, there could be a lot of different effects that come from people playing this game or people viewing this game. It could be a good thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against the game coming out. I mean, if the game obviously is going to launch, and I don't think it's appropriate for children, in all honesty.
Well, first of all, let me say that I think the reason the developer had to come out and say it wasn't meant to be offensive was there were probably guys on Facebook or Twitter who might have thought it was offensive. Some of those people being straight people. But getting back to what I was saying, the reason I don't think there's anything wrong with little kids seeing this is because, think of it this way. Little kids watch Disney cartoons, for example, like Aladdin or something. And the whole movie's based around this straight guy and this straight girl, and the straight guy is trying to get the princess. And we see the courtship, and we see him doing things that might be stereotypically macho, and we see them kissing. And why is it okay for little kids to see that, but if the people are gay and might not be kind of stereotypically straight, why is that any different? Why is that unacceptable?
Because like most things in how our society is today, it goes against the standard. Most of the times you have a certain way of living, a certain standardized way of living. Like, you don't see cartoons for kids promoting like drugs and selling drugs and selling and dealing crack and things of that manner. So of the same thing, it's not the standard to quote unquote be gay. So children being exposed to it could be a problem. This is how society is going to view it. Whether I have a problem with it, because you got to think about the parents in this situation. Do you think a parent will want their kid being exposed to that kind of thing? Most parents would not, Some parents, will accept it if it comes along, but I think every parent will prefer things to be in how the natural order was when they were growing up and where their children were growing up and, their parents were growing up. So that's the only reason I say that's the way that it is.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it seems to me that if your kid is born gay, your kid's gonna be gay, and your kid's either gonna be gay and be okay with it, or your kid's gonna be gay and be miserable. And if I'm a parent, I would want my kid to be, if he's gay or she's gay, to be okay with it. I mean, if I have any problem with little kids playing this game, it might be that, hey, the bear, I can kind of see his, not his crotch, but I mean, those briefs are brief. You know, some of the clothing maybe I don't want kids exposed to, but the gay concepts and everything. To me, I always say that, being straight or being gay is like being born with blue eyes or green eyes, and just as offensive. It's just the way you're born, and if someone else has a problem with it, I see it as their problem.
It just goes to show you that this game is definitely going to bring forth a lot of controversy, and it should definitely be explicit towards certain age groups. There's games for adults and a mature audience, and there's games for kids and a adolescent audience.
Yeah, I mean, we've marketed fighting games to children for years, though.
Can't market that to a little kid who should be playing Sly Cooper Thieves and Times. Something of that age group. That's way too young for a kid to be exposed to that kind of thing.
Well, I don't know. I mean, these little kids now are playing Grand Theft Auto 5, they're playing Call of Duty and Battlefield 4. And
it's irresponsible of the parent.
Yeah, but I think there's a difference there. I mean, what you're talking about is really violent games, sometimes very kind of just way over the top with the violence and way over the top with the language and some of the stuff. As opposed to this game, it's a fighting game, and it's very kind of campy, and it's just gay people fighting. It's gay people. There's one bisexual girl, Ann Palin. We can assume that she's very straight-laced, and I really don't see the harm in it. I will also say that while I'm not really into this type of 2D fighter, I'm more of a 3D fighter kind of guy, but I like that a game company obviously is branching out, doing something different. That's like a big theme on my whole YouTube channel. So I like that, and I also like the fact, like I said, I like the concept of more gay people in the media. So I'm probably going to go out and purchase this game and not even play it, just so I can send the developer some money and say, you know what, I agree with what you're doing. I like what you're doing. If there's any gay people out there who are offended by this, I feel really bad. I hope you're not offended. I mean, anyway, any
But why should they be made fun of? I mean, like I said, there's a lot of different perspectives that this can be taken from, and I think, in all honesty, it's just limited towards the audience. Just like a lot of things that go on in society with homosexuals and people of that nature. It's controversial, and people aren't ready for it.
I think the people who aren't ready for it aren't ready for it. Like me, I don't see anything controversial about gay people or the trans community or anything else. Those are the people I've worked with. Those are some of my best friends. Those are some of the people who have been there for me when I've had really bad times in my life, as well as straight people. But to me, it's one of those deals where it's almost like race. If you have a problem with a certain race of people, that's your problem. That's, that's not the problem of the person who happened to be born that race.
Yeah, but I'm saying even back then when people was trying to send their little black children to an all-white school, it was a problem then, and society just wasn't ready for it. I don't think society is completely ready for, this kind of thing to start coming out and for everybody to be okay with it. Until it's something that can be widely accepted by the masses, it's just something that should be kept, not under wraps, but it should be kept towards a specific audience. Not marketed as if, hey, this is acceptable for a little kid to see and there not to be a problem with it.
And also, let me make the argument, because I don't want to sound like one of those old 80-year-old uninformed, conservative guys who thinks that automatically it's a video game, so it's marketed towards children. I don't think this is marketed towards children. The only reason I brought it up,
shouldn't be.
Right. The only reason I brought it up is because it's going to be in the store, and like any app in the store, anyone can buy it. I think I think society has moved forward, and it will continue to move forward, and if we're waiting for 100% of society to be okay with any lifestyle that's not
it's not gonna be.
It's
never gonna be.
It's never gonna happen.
But we need more people. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like,
right.
There's obviously still a lot of groups out there that's against it. There's a lot of people who don't like, you know, the community of people who are, you know, flamboyant in the way that they like to act, and, you know, their sexual preferences and stuff. And, you know, gay rights and gay marriage and, you know, in this case, gay video games isn't quite accepted by the masses yet. Yeah, I think this is a big step forward, as you stated, you know. This is one where it's marketed around, you know, gayness. It's just marketed around that. It's marketed around for lesbians, you know, gay people, and, you know, whoever else wants to play it. And that's perfectly fine. Well, there's going to be a lot of problems that I see with society in this. And just like anything else, it's going to take somebody to step up in order to get that dealt with. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate what's going on here, you know, just as you do. And I just see that there's going to be a lot of problems, and I just want it to be carefully marketed towards certain people before, you know, it just goes straight on out with it.
I don't even know if it fits into the context of this conversation, but I just like to remind people that, you know, being gay or being straight, it's not about who you're having sex with, because you can be gay or straight and not be having sex with anyone. It's about who you are on a very kind of biological level attracted to. So I don't think there's any conflict in talking to young children about people who are straight or people who are gay, because it doesn't necessarily have to be based around sex. It can just be based around, hey, you know, Steve and Chris are attracted to each other, or Jillian and, you know, Miranda are attracted to each other, and they've been attracted for 2 days, and that's why they have cats now, and they already have an apartment. Anyway, alright, so I think we've kind of gone through that topic. I'm buying the game. I'm assuming you're not going to buy it. I don't know.
No, I won't be buying the game.
Okay.
You know what? I might buy the game just so I could see how it is in terms of the fighting, because at the end of the day, it's a game, and that's what everybody wants, is a game that runs very efficiently, and the commands go through well. There's no drop in frame rate. You know, is it fun? Is it, you know, that kind of thing? Is it a good experience? So, yeah, do I agree with how the game is being sold and how it represents the community? No. Will it play great? We'll just have to find out.
Do you think the game could sell as well, though, if the game was a bunch of gay people, but they're so boringly gay that they're almost like stereotypical straight people?
No. I think it will sell well if it was a good mixture between the two and it was balanced. If you want people to start accepting the community, it has to have an accurate display of it. Yeah, there are the flamboyant guys out there, and then, you know, there's the undercover guy. You know, there's different types. So I think the game should market it more towards that as well. You know, be realistic.
Let's close this up. Ultimate Gay Fighter, available on all sorts of devices, January 2014. If you're watching this later, the game's already out. Support diversity in games and support diversity in the real world. They're here. They're queer. Get used to it. Anyway, once again, it's your boy, Arachnid Soul. Intellectual, voracious, and maybe this time controversial, as always, but always accepting and always giving you guys something to think of. And it's your boy, FightNightsFinest, youtube.com/FightNightsFinest if you want to sub that man's channel. And we will catch you guys later.